Hey everyone, welcome back to the Locker Room Podcast. I'm your host, Zain, joined by my co-host, Sully, and our guest for today is Mr. Muhammad Khalil himself. We ready, boys?
So,
Let's do this.
Fun story, we actually recorded this podcast about a week ago, and we had some pretty weird audio issues. So we have episode 3 coming out already. So we're just gonna release this one before and then we'll put episode 3 up. So it's no problem. Anyways, let's get straight into it. Which league do you guys want to start with first?
I think La Liga deserves some attention right
Yeah,
now.
100%.
Okay. All right, let's hit it. So we have Madrid and Barca both tied. Madrid is up in the head-to-head. So if they stay tied, Madrid will win. But Barca actually has a way harder schedule than Madrid does, and you saw that when Madrid won and Barca lost. I think Barca still has Atletico, right, which is like a big game.
As we speak, Barca's preparing for Celta's match
Vigo.
in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean,
it's gonna be tough.
it's a tough
Celta's
match.
no joke.
Yeah, it's a tough match, but I'm pretty sure Barcelona gets through at least the Celta Vigo match.
I mean, who knows, man? You saw what happened versus Sevilla, no?
Actually,
but
talking about the league, in the press conference last night, where Kike went on and talked about Arthur's situation and what he feels about Real Madrid. Actually, he's still adamant that Real can slip up the title. And, fair enough, yeah, they can. But I think that their form is really good at the moment. And it's really unlikely. But, I mean, anything can happen. It's football at the end of the day. But, it's good that there's confidence in the club with the manager that he thinks that Real can slip up. So we got to, Barca got to stay focused to reach the title. But if there's any chance Real slip up, I think it's going to be
so right now, well, that was weird. So right now, you put 3. You're making your prediction for when La Liga ends. Who wins?
I say Barca.
Really?
I do.
Khalil, you? I know you're a Barca fan, but do you also think Barca wins?
I really, as a Barca fan, I hope they win, but I look at Real, and Real is doing really good, and I feel
That's the magic of the Clásico, El Clásico. Because you see, Barcelona could be doing amazing. They could be in amazing form, and then come to El Clásico, and everything is not the same. It's completely different because it's the biggest rivalry in the world, I'd say. So
100%.
Completely different. The players play at 200%.
I mean, the Clasico's a while back. But anyways, man, honestly, like, gun to my head, I'm saying Madrid. You have an easier schedule. You look like a better informed team. Definitely, I'm saying.
You shouldn't count any team out. So we just gotta
Yeah, but
wait
okay,
and see.
look how Barca is right now. I'm not confident in any. Look, if you're rating Barca attackers right now, I'm going Messi, and then I'm going like Ansu Fati. That's my ratings. Like, that's how bad Griezmann has been recently.
Damn.
And like,
Okay.
and Braithwaite is like, I don't want to. Braithwaite? I don't know how you say it. Braithwaite?
Yeah, Braithwaite.
Let's not talk about him. So
He's really good.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think he's world class. He's elite. That's why he was playing at like.
Everyone was mad when they were signing him.
Where was
but then when he actually came on, he did bits.
Didn't you see
So I
that
gotta
video?
commend him for that.
Didn't you see his like introduction thing where he couldn't even do like a flick? He kept trying to do a rainbow for like 10 minutes.
Relax. It was just
He
an
failed.
introduction.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, so I'm pretty sure Madrid's gonna win. Anyways, I think you touched on it. What do you think of the Artur Pjanic thing? Because when Artur came, it was the big push for younger midfielders. We saw Artur come, and then 2 seasons later we saw De Jong come, and it made sense, right? Because it's like the midfield of like Busquets, Vidal, they're getting old now. Yeah, Busquets, Vidal, Rakitic, these guys are getting old. They don't have the legs anymore that other mid, like you look at City's midfield, or you look at even like maybe Chelsea's midfield next year. These kind of there's like younger midfielders that can get around and like have threat. The likes of like Freddie Valverde and stuff like that. Like Barca doesn't have that right now. And then you brought De Jong in, and it made sense that you have that. Then you have Artur, and it made sense. And then it's like, I think I don't mind the Pjanic deal. I think Pjanic is a fantastic talent. Recently at Juve, he's kind of fallen out of favor, but I think when he's on, he's fantastic. And he's 30, right? So like you can still get two or three solid seasons out of Pjanic, even maybe 4 if you're lucky, but at least 2 or 3 good seasons out of Pjanic. But like, it shows how bad Barca's planning is, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You sign Artur.
Well for
There's like this really young. You sign him at 22, give him a big contract, big wages, and then what? Like 2 seasons later, like okay, he didn't light the world on fire at Barca. He wasn't amazing, but he wasn't terrible. Like there were games where like you'd see him versus Rakitic, and you'd be like, like do I really want
I think that talking about this situation, first of all, as a Barca fan myself, I think this is a terrible decision. Okay,
because of age.
Like the swap deal is a terrible decision. The swap deal for Pjanic, and no discredit to Pjanic. He's a great player, but he's getting on. He is 30
But
years
what
old.
if doesn't it show Barca's mentality that they know Messi isn't gonna be around forever? Messi's 32 now, yeah?
Yeah.
You're probably you're getting
2 more seasons.
Two more seasons of prime Messi.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't it make sense to go all in on a player like Pjanic, who's like in form
But this is
right
not going
now?
all in. You're doing a swap deal, okay?
Like all in with like 2 chips.
Yeah, exactly. Like, see, it's like it baffles me because the club, they're doing the swap deal not because they want Pjanic, but rather because they want
They want the money.
Exactly.
But
So
I mean,
they're
10
thinking
million.
about the pockets.
I don't think 10 million. Listen, okay, if Juve had said we'll take Vidal and Rakitic, like both of those players,
I'm fine.
would Barca? You'd be fine with that. Even though
not Vidal and Rakitic, maybe one of them,
But then
but not
I
Vidal.
don't think that happens then, because Rakitic is worth like 30 mil right now, 30 mil, something like that. So
You mean
and
like
what?
his value?
Yeah. He's lower than Pjanic. He's obviously
He
lower
is
than
100%.
Pjanic.
Yeah.
So Barca would have to pay for Pjanic if they made that swap deal happen.
Pjanic, yeah. So,
but like, look, I'm less mad that Barca's selling away a younger player. I think that's okay. I think it's more to the fact where it's just frustrating that it shows where Barca is in terms of planning. You know, like I think we were in the next episode. There's like a 2 or 3 minute discussion where Adham, who's a big we're teasing next week's guest or next episode's guest, but there's a segment where he kind of goes off and he says like, how many attackers are Barca gonna buy before they're happy? You know?
Yeah, they keep spending and then they don't get what they need out of them.
Do you have what?
Sell, and then they have to try again and again.
You sold Neymar. You sold Neymar. It's gone. Big money, big profit from when you sold him. You won a Champions League. You've dominated the league. You were happy, right? You were okay to sell off Neymar because there was other options. You sell off Neymar. You bring in Coutinho and you bring in IKEA boy. You bring in Dembele. So that's your 2 big. Coutinho doesn't really work out, and then to the end of the time, Coutinho starts to disappear. Dembele is good when he's playing, but he's injured so often. And then
actually, wait, to hold you off 1 second. There was actually a report that came out last week about Barca's medical staff and how even De Jong, who was injured recently, he was unhappy with the way the medical staff went about his injury. Really, like I would say, even I had my suspicions, but to be honest, they are terrible. Like we have injuries right and left, and these guys are incompetent to another level. I'm not a medic myself, but I would say if our players keep on getting injured, then there is something wrong. There's something wrong in the club, and like having De Jong, he was perfectly fit when he was back at
Ajax.
Ajax,
No, I
and
mean
now
injuries happen, but I think
they do happen, but not as frequently as in like Barca.
Barca. Yeah,
Barca
good point.
gets injuries, day in day out. So it's just it baffles me, and it's like it's something to be looked into. And
Okay,
whoever's
so
working the medical stuff needs to be fired ASAP.
okay, so I have a question. So um, fully fit Barcelona squad, right? Complete. Everyone's fit. Everyone's at their good form. Not like class, but like good form. Who do you start in that tie versus Napoli for the front three? Are you going
Uh,
Messi, Suarez, Griezmann? Are you
no,
going
no, no.
LA, Messi, Griezmann, Suarez? Are you going?
I'd say Dembele, Suarez, Messi. I think.
You guys dropped
Better
Griezmann
Suarez,
totally?
Messi.
Yeah, I'd say drop Griezmann. He doesn't work. It does not work. He's a good player individually. He's amazing, but it does not work.
I would
Well,
say
Griezmann. We forgot to say Griezmann was that answer this year, right? You gave Coutinho to buy in. You gave them an option to buy Coutinho at the end of the season, and they obviously aren't taking it. So what
but
happens
hold your
next?
horses
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry.
we were in a transitional period where we had Ernesto at the beginning, and now midway we switched to Kike. So and
But what's
Kike didn't
changed?
get to manage Coutinho.
But what's look? I didn't like Valverde's tactics. I made no secret of it. But to sack a manager who's in a title race, who's still in the Champions League,
It's a bad time.
is not smart, no? And like, what
Yeah.
happens if, like you saw those reports of Barca in before Corona happened? There was all the reports of Barca coming out that they were in Qatar. They were trying to talk to Xavi. They were trying to see if Xavi was interested in managing.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah. That
said
was in January.
he said I'm not going to take this team over in January. If you want me, you wait till the end of the season. Why wouldn't you
Wait,
just wait
Which
till
but
the
is
end of? Why
yeah,
but
wouldn't
it's
dude,
you?
it's very
I'd
bad
say
timing for them.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. It's still mid-season, and like you shouldn't change managers. But we've seen it time and time again. You look at the past 2 seasons and how much wasted potential we had, and it didn't work out. But the board insisted that Ernesto has to stay, right? And they did not act upon it. So if everyone at Barca told them, you at the end of last season they told them that we do not want Ernesto anymore.
Mhm.
But they insisted. The board insisted, and he stayed, and you saw how it turned out. So see, if it didn't work out first time, okay, you can try again. But if it doesn't work out again, you shouldn't just be so stubborn to keep the manager at the club.
Okay. Okay. Fair. Fair. So I have a follow up question. We've said that Barca, like a lot of clubs right now, needs to get players out, right?
Yeah.
So how are you bringing money in? Where are you finding? So like what Barca? Barca obviously it's no secret. Barca wants Lautaro from Inter. Um, Lautaro does have a release clause. Barca quite obviously cannot pay that release clause, especially right now in the market. If they can't, Inter is like, okay, we'll keep Lautaro another season. He's scoring goals for us. He's doing fantastic. There's no need to move him on. Lukaku's on a 5-year deal. They're happy with Lukaku and Lautaro in that front two. Lautaro goes. Who knows what happens to Inter? I guess you have to like start looking at Esposito to move up. But Barca don't have the money to buy him. He's the obvious replacement to Suarez, right? And we know we're
Yeah.
not gonna get that
Number 9.
much. We're not getting that much more of Suarez at this point. Like maybe what? I think after next season he probably goes. Next season, like what?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
After
Is
next
he
season,
older than Messi?
he's 34.
No, I think they're this.
No, he's
I think they're
34.
the same
I'll check.
age.
I think he's 34 now. Right now he is. He's 33. Okay. but he has so many injury problems. That's his main
True.
issue.
But can we talk about how sad it is seeing football
Messi's.
monuments leaving next year or in the next 3 seasons?
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
Like
Oh, you
Messi,
mean Ronaldo?
Suarez, Ronaldo. It's
yeah.
tragic.
It's the new
Like these are the
generation, no?
people. Yeah, true, but you're never gonna get players like these. I think. I don't think we'll ever see players like
Yeah.
these.
I 100% agree.
I
Like,
mean, do you guys think that the next Messi Ronaldo will be Mbappe Haaland? It's
No,
already kind of started, no? Where
no.
it's
no, I
like
don't
he's
think so. I don't. They're not
No.
on the same level. I
I
mean,
think
look at Messi.
Mbappe.
Look
I
at
think
Messi when he
Mbappe's
was young. Look
no
at young
Mbappe's
Messi and look at Mbappe.
look at young Mbappe. Mbappe has more trophies than Messi has at that age.
I don't care about trophies. Look at the player, not the team.
The player, exactly, exactly.
Okay,
What
maybe,
he
but I
can
think
produce and do is nowhere near Messi.
okay. No, I mean, come on. I think Mbappe is elite.
No, no.
You don't think Mbappe is elite?
Messi would come in. It was
Okay, no, but
he, he
Messi is there will never be. Oh, as we know, there will
exactly.
never
That's
be
what
a
I'm
player like.
saying.
But Mbappe is
Exactly.
the closest thing to Messi.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Currently,
He
he
is
is.
close, but he's not
Yeah.
that close.
But I
Like,
mean,
Yeah.
come on, we're never gonna see like. Look, we had what? We had like Maradona and Pele, and then we had to wait what 50 years, and then we
They
got
don't come a
players
lot,
like.
but like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's sad. It's just very
Okay,
sad.
I think one link that I've seen that I really like. I think Haaland is the next Lewandowski. I think how Haaland plays, he's really looks like the next
I mean,
Lewandowski.
I can see it. He just needs to work a little more, a
Hmm
lot more. But
but
yeah, I can definitely see that.
Oh,
like,
what? He's like
see,
18, no?
as we
Yeah,
we
he's got a
love to
lot of
make
time. Yeah.
comparisons, but I think that you shouldn't overhype these youngsters because when you overhype them and then they flop, then that's a big problem.
Yeah,
So
but
we
that's a
shouldn't put
Barca
too much
thing only,
pressure on them.
okay? Mr. Dennis Suarez gonna take over the world.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You can.
All right. So we touched on Barca. Let's move on to. So we've said right that they just need to get players out. You need to get Rakitic out. You
Yeah.
need to get Vidal out.
They need to sort
Um,
their team out.
you need to. I think. Look, they have a solid back four. I think
Barca?
maybe you need to look at a new left back because I think Jordi Alba's
Jordi Alba's not going to stay for much longer. Yeah.
getting his. I think look at Alex Telles, look at Grimaldo, look at
Yeah.
these players who are fantastic and need. At right back, I think Semedo's the next thing for Sergio Roberto's gonna go. You have Semedo there. For center backs, I think Longley is fantastic. You get as much out of Longley and PK as you can. If you can salvage Umtiti, bring Umtiti back. If you can't, sell him and pick up a new center back. So that's the Barca rebuild. That's our plan. And then find someone to freaking replace Messi. I don't know what you do, but like figure something out, okay, boys?
Yeah, because
I think
I
that
mean, looking at
when
looking at how they dealt with losing Neymar, how they're just messing about with their attack. I mean,
yeah,
imagine
it's
if
gonna
they're
be
going to do
tough.
when
That's
Suarez
one
and
thing we're
Messi.
gonna.
Like these to say, it's gonna be a tough few transitional years
Yeah.
after Messi
We're
leaves.
we're gonna look back at Barca and think so fondly of like the the different eras of Barca, right? So you're
Yeah,
gonna look
yeah.
at like when Messi first came to Barca, then
Then the MSN days.
Pep's no. So when Messi first came, Pep's Barca, and then MSN. But
Yeah.
then like I feel like you look at this time and you're like, okay, fantastic regional dominance, but like it feels kind of bad, no? Like Messi's kind of been wasted.
Exactly,
Mm,
exactly. Well,
I mean,
that's
look,
what
look,
you
look.
get when you have such a bad management. You know, that's what you get.
Definitely, his
Like
Messi's last few years have been wasted. Definitely, he deserved to be playing for
okay, so like
top
look at
teams.
Ronaldo's last years at Madrid. You know, it's like 3 Champions Leagues.
They made them count. They made them
Yeah.
count because they knew what they were doing. But over here at Barca, no one knows what they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Anyways,
I just like
let's.
it's a lost case at this point. I just want to say
Oh,
that
someone needs a
we'll
hug.
we'll probably have to wait until 2021
You need to
when
what?
new management come in instead of this board and they can fix stuff up.
You need to
I
cut
hope
off
we
the
don't
arm
have
to
a
save the
repeat
body. Cut the arm,
of
save the body. Okay,
Yeah.
save the Barca body. Anyways, let's move on to Madrid. Madrid has looked really good. You know, like they lost. They lost to City in the Champions League, and then after that there was a little bit of drama in the league. You know, there was like the draw versus Valencia and stuff, and then there was like whenever Madrid's doing bad, it's like oh, Gareth Bale said this, Zidane said this, oh, Gareth Bale said this, oh, they're fighting, Madrid's falling apart.
Too much gossip.
And there was those James links where it was like, what, Madrid bought James for 144 million, and they're willing to sell him right now for about 35 million, even though he's like what, 28. It's just that's how bad the market is, and that's how bad Madrid needs money for Mbappe. And
did they bring in Mbappe yet? Not yet.
No, obviously not. But everyone knows that's what's gonna happen. PSG knows Mbappe is gonna go to Madrid. As long as Zidane is there, as long as Zidane is getting results at Madrid, Mbappe is going to Madrid. And look, we've seen 4 years of Zidane, and 1 year where we didn't have Zidane, and it's like, give this guy like this. I don't know what happens when Zidane manages Madrid, but like he gets results, he gets team cohesion, he just looks like a fantastic manager.
Again, it's the whole club legend thing.
Mm-hmm.
When a club legend manages a club, they just do exceptionally
well. Not just, I mean, no, not always. Like we've seen.
Not always, true, but it's very often the case.
But I mean, Zidane is in a special case where, like, do you remember how much he got shit talked his first season when he won the Champions League and everyone like, oh, he's a great manager. Everyone's like, yeah, but he has Ronaldo, and like, look at that midfield, like.
But I mean, he's done great at what he's been doing.
To win 3 Champions Leagues in a row, your name goes down in history as one of the top managers.
Yeah, definitely.
To win 3, I don't care how good Ronaldo was, I don't care how good that midfield was. As a manager, to win 3 in a row, like, anyway, so he's gotten a tune out of them. I think Ramos looks fantastic. Varane looks good. Courtois had a fantastic new season. His last season at Madrid wasn't great. You know, he was a liability. And then when they sold Navas, which Zidane wanted, right? He wanted Navas out. He had Areola. He had he got Areola in that swap deal, and it was obvious.
But how they treated Navas when he left, that was really, really bad.
Fair. Yeah. Navas gave so much to that club. But when Navas left, we were like, did they make the right decision? You know, losing Navas.
At the time, they did not.
Losing Navas, who's so consistent, so good, and then PSG played Madrid, and they smashed him 3-0, and it was like, oh my goodness, we'd made the wrong swap deal here. But Courtois looked great coming back.
Courtois is a keeper. I mean, he's been world class before. He has the ability.
He needs the right team setup, right? He needs the right feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Courtois looked good. I think Varane had a terrible last season, and you know Varane's under contract for a long time. And like right after the World Cup, Varane had a terrible season, and he was amazing. He was probably the center back of the tournament, and he was amazing in the World Cup. And then coming into that season, he was terrible. And then this season, he's looked absolutely fantastic. Mendy's been really good. I think you found your replacement to Marcelo. He's gonna be.
He's not as good as Marcelo, obviously, but he's.
No, I mean Marcelo is a generational left back.
Yeah.
Marcelo is one of the greatest left backs of all time.
Definitely.
But Mendy can grow into that role.
Absolutely.
With time. I think I really like what Madrid's doing in terms of youth. Like we've seen the thing with right back, right, where they have Odriozola, and you know Carvajal is not going to be there for much longer, right? He's going to be moving on. He's getting older. He's given good service to Madrid for this time, but so you have Odriozola there. I think there's been so much hype about Militao, the young Brazilian center back who could be like the heir to Ramos, and then my only concern with Madrid right now is that midfield. Because that midfield is so pivotal.
They have a lot of options, though.
No, I'm saying it's a fantastic midfield. But, like, we've seen Madrid without Kroos and how worse they look without like the control that Kroos gives, and without obviously Modric is getting older. He's playing less now than he was a couple seasons ago, but that core, right? Everyone says the main reason they won 3 Champions Leagues in a row was the front three looking amazing, but that middle three, how Modric, Casemiro, and Kroos controlled the game was like no midfield. Like that was like Xavi and Iniesta style, basically.
I mean, Kroos is a world
Amazing,
class
right? Yeah.
midfielder.
No,
He's
Modric
been a
is
world class midfielder for
Modric,
years.
Kroos, and Casemiro, in my opinion, if you remove like the likes of City maybe, who I would say are the only team that has a midfield close, and maybe Barca a couple years ago, or like Bayern maybe this season's Bayern is also fantastic, but like not at that level. Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric, and like a team that had Isco on the bench 2 years ago was like that showed how quality that midfield is. But like Modric is gonna go. We don't know when he's gonna go. Probably, maybe there's a. That was a huge bird. Either he goes at the end of this season, or he goes at the end of this next season. Kroos is gonna go soon. We've seen links with Kroos back to Bayern. We've seen obviously with Newcastle they need good players. There's been links there. I mean, Kroos is only 31. I think there's a chance that maybe Kroos retires at Madrid, but Modric will definitely move on. So you have how old is who? Modric?
Yeah, Modric.
Modric is 34.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, what Modric is giving you 10 years of service. Like, if he wants to move, just give him a good move and like say thank you. And I think Valverde has come in. He looks great. He is what Modric is, or what Modric's role was in that team. Valverde fills with a bit more pace.
Yeah.
Valverde is a great talent that's come in. Hold on to Casemiro. Might be Real Madrid's most important player. He's 26. Keep him locked down for the next 5 years. Casemiro is everything to that team. Now the front three is where it gets really interesting, though, because the front three is when Hazard is on form, which he's been great coming back.
Never happens.
No, he's been fantastic. Ever since Madrid. Listen, this season I write it off for Hazard. It hasn't been his fault. He's played, I think, before the restart, he played 7 games of football.
But I mean, overall, overall, was he a successful move this season? No.
No, but I mean, he was injured from like 85% of it. No.
The team can't excuse that. You can't.
Yeah, that's not. No, but it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Like I hate.
It's not. Yeah, definitely.
I hate
it's not his fault.
those arguments where like, oh, Hazard is like, no. When Hazard has played, Hazard's been pretty good. I'm not saying he was like Chelsea world class level, but Hazard when he's played has been good. Hazard since the restart has been fantastic. So.
Yeah, but I think that see, Real Madrid got him for a reason. They got him for him to succeed.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I think that you can't just say, oh, he's good. He came to
I'm saying,
purpose.
listen.
And if he doesn't fulfill that, that's a fail on his part.
Agreed. But give him more time. I think he's been really good since restarts and carrying that form into the next season. I don't think we're going to see Mbappe come over this summer. I'm pretty sure we're not.
You don't think that?
I don't think Mbappe. I don't think Madrid has funds to get Mbappe over this summer. We've seen in terms of list their attacking options right now. So you have Vinicius, Rodrigo, Bale, Benzema, Mariano, Isco, Asensio. Who am I missing?
Valverde. That's midfield, isn't it?
No, he's midfield. So what, like 7? Benzema. Sorry, I forgot. So like 7 or 8 solid attacking options. You need to get Bale out. I think. Listen, give Bale to Newcastle. They'll love him. You can get 2 or 3 good quality years of Bale. I don't think he's bad. He's not bad by any means.
This is real.
He's definitely not a bad player. Bale is a good player.
He's still a really good player if you can get him into the good mindset. You have You have Rodrigo and Vinicius for the future. We
They're
forgot
set up for a
Jovic.
couple.
Forgot
Oh
Jovic.
yeah,
How?
they're Real Madrid is definitely
Yikes.
set for the next couple of years.
Yikes,
Definitely
yikes,
set.
yikes, Jovic. Oh, fantastic season at Eintracht Frankfurt. Got the big move to Madrid and then has just done nothing.
Yeah.
Jovic.
It's his first season though.
And like,
Yeah,
yeah,
relax
but
on the
he's like 21, and I'm thinking, why? You know, like we saw Haaland do the exact same, had the exact same option and do a different thing. Haaland was wanted by Juve and he was wanted by United. And Haaland said, I'm going to go to Dortmund. I'm going to get playing time and I'm going to improve before I go to a big club.
That's smart, yes. But
That
Jovic
is
had
smart.
Jovic,
that's it's tough for young players because they just want that. They want to be in the big
Jovic
league.
had that
The clout.
option. He chose the biggest one. He's not getting playing time now. He hasn't been great when he's gotten playing time. And now, like if I'm Madrid, I'm like looking for a loan move, honestly.
Yeah.
One huge thing that we haven't mentioned into next season is Madrid is getting Odegaard back. And Odegaard has been one of the best midfielders. He's on loan at Sociedad, for anyone who doesn't know. And he's been absolutely fantastic this season. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I've always
very
believed in
powerful, very
Odegaard.
powerful.
I think
Absolutely.
that
He was
fantastic. Yeah.
He was at Madrid, or he came the same time around like when Marcos Llorente was moved up, and last season they said, like, you know, let's get two of these young players. So Llorente, obviously, Rodri went to City, and then they picked up Llorente at Atleti, and it was all Pep's plan, you know. Pep knew that Llorente would score against Liverpool. That was Pep's plan. So Llorente moved on, and then they put Odegaard on loan. And Odegaard, like, I cannot wait to see Odegaard back at City next season.
Yeah.
I just hope he comes
Madrid.
back with the same power.
The same form,
energy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Same. You see that same form, and he will light that midfield with Valverde and Kroos
definitely.
and Casemiro even. Yeah, I think Madrid's in a really good way. We've seen all the links with Madrid and Mbappe. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. There have been Haaland links. I think Haaland could be the heir to Benzema.
But that I think if
But I mean, you're muted.
You're muted.
sorry, if they get Mbappe in there, Haaland isn't gonna have space in that squad anymore because there's so many players that can.
No, Mbappe would come off the right. Mbappe would come off the right.
Yeah, but like that's too much, I think.
But I mean, okay,
like,
close your eyes and just imagine Hazard, Haaland, Mbappe. Now that's a front three.
It's a scary attacking front three, but like they just need to take it slow a little.
Yeah, agreed. I think bring in Mbappe.
Yeah.
Get rid of Bale. Get rid of Bale, bring in Mbappe, and then from there move on. So we've made our prediction. Do you think that this Madrid team will win the league this season?
I still don't think so.
It's a possibility, but I'm not gonna count Barca.
I really think that this team wins the league. Like, I think they're all honestly almost far. Like, as a City fan, I'm a bit scared of Madrid right now. I'm more scared of Madrid right now than I was when we played them the first time. And I'm like, thank God we have that away goal lead, you know? Like, we saw how big away goals are versus like in the Liverpool Atletico game. And I'm still like, thank God we have that away goal lead, because this Madrid team looks like genuinely scary. And if they go
when I say the Barcelona Real Madrid rivalry, it's not just when they play against each other. It's a whole league thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
They're constantly competing, and they will push their players and themselves to everything they have in order to best that other team.
I think it'll be a real shame.
It's usually the underdog that wins those rivalries.
When I saw City get drawn against Madrid, part of me had hoped that you get this kind of close like battle, right? But it's a real shame if you see like two world-class teams in City and Madrid, and you know that one of them has to go out in the round of 16, and if they played 14 of the other 16 teams, they'd probably go through. So it's unfortunate, no, seeing like these two teams meet up. Anyways, let's move on to the last team that's like worth talking about. Sully's favorite. Let's talk about Atleti. Simeone himself.
Evil man.
Not had a great season, honestly. João Felix
Yeah.
hasn't been as good as his price tag dictates, but I think Atleti's looking to the future. Honestly, I think
That's one of the things that angered me when they beat Liverpool, is that they're not doing that great. Like this was
domestically,
not the
yeah.
Atletico that's been
This is
playing
not
the
like
entire season.
yeah. No, look, when Atleti beat Liverpool, this was not the Atleti from 2 years ago. That like you struggle to break down, like they're clean
Yeah.
defensively, they hit you on the
Yeah.
counter with Griezmann and players like that. Like this was not that kind of Atleti. But I mean,
But
what
make no mistake, they are still athletic.
they are
So
a good
Yeah.
they're gonna
when they
hold
want
you
to be.
down.
When it's a big game, they'll show up, which they
Yeah.
kind of did versus Liverpool. But like regionally, they haven't been great. Like what
Yeah.
I think Diego Costa last week scored his first goal after something insane, like 200 plus days. Like they haven't been really hot, honestly.
Yeah. They again they're like the Leicester of La Liga.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
They'll challenge every once in a while, but besides, like,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, they're consistently in the top four. They're consistently making Champions League football, which is a good enough draw. But we've seen so many of their players linked with other clubs, and we know Atleti can spend money when they want to.
Yep.
But I don't know, if you lose Saul, if you lose Thomas, what happens to the midfield? I think it's interesting to look at.
Yeah, they haven't got a certain future. At least not as certain
Yeah.
as they'd like it to be.
Shall we let's talk about Bundesliga. Bundesliga is like over now, basically. Like we know who's what. There's one more game to go. Bayern have won it for an 8th year in a row. Fantastic, I think. What an achievement to like 8. No sarcasm here. 8 years in a row to keep it is
I can
fantastic.
sense all the sarcasm.
8 years in a row, it's fantastic.
It requires a lot from a team
I think
to pull off something like that.
Hansi Flick deserves. I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves for. I think in his managerial career at Bayern, he's lost 2 games.
Yeah.
Like it is insane how good his team has become. I think it's just there's evidence of that in Müller, and how Müller just went from like a player that wasn't getting playtime.
By the way, he just
Kovac.
broke a record.
Yeah,
He just broke a record. He now has 21 assists.
First player since De Bruyne at Wolfsburg to get more than 20 assists in a season. Like he went from a player that just wasn't getting playtime, wasn't doing much, to like he's class. He signed a new contract. Like Muller's been fantastic on the Flick, and I think Coutinho's been better, and that's why they're looking for another 1 year extended loan, which Barca are like, please, we'll do it. Take him and go. But I think Bayern right now looks like the best team in the world. I think Dortmund definitely looking good. Definitely looking good. There's prospects for the future there. You need to make a couple signings, I think, to kind of bolster yourself up.
Just to cure that, yeah.
But if Sancho leaves, I think you have replacements. You don't have the same quality that he brings you, but we've seen the likes of Jude Bellingham be linked with Dortmund, which I think will happen. I think Dortmund's track record means that a kid like him will go there. We've seen, I think Gio Reyna will step into that position. Torgan Hazard will play more on that side, and you get Brandt on the left.
They definitely have options. They're not getting stuck, basically.
Dortmund is looking good. I think Leipzig should be happy with themselves. Leipzig have had a good season. Losing Werner is big. It's definitely going to be an issue.
Losing 2 players, actually. Minamino as well was kind of a key player for them.
No, Minamino is Salzburg.
Yeah. Oh, really? Was he?
Different RB. Yeah,
Oh,
different
I
RB.
get confused between the RBs. Yeah. My
Different
bad. My
RB.
bad.
Yeah. So losing Ven is gonna be a thing, but we've seen players, like step up. I think Sabitzer looks great, and Kunku, uh, Gulaxi, the goalkeeper. I think
Yeah.
losing Werner is big, but it's not
But
as
it's not
big
gonna
as it
stop them.
could have
Yeah.
been compared to. And
Yeah.
then I think the last one is Leverkusen. Leverkusen have some good talent, Obviously, besides Havertz, it kind of goes Havertz and then like kind of falls down a bit. But you're looking at I'm forgetting the forward's name, who's always linked with big
But
clubs.
the Bundesliga is it's kind of just it's a gold mine of young
Of young talent,
prospects.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
his name? The young
Who?
the
Yeah, I'm
young
not really sure.
Leverkusen forward who's always
I'm not
linked
really
with
sure who you're talking about.
players. Oh, Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey. That's his name.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Leon Bailey is amazing.
He's good. He's
I
very
love
good.
him so
Very good.
much.
Very good.
Where do
So
we
I think
think
yeah,
he's headed? Basically, do you think he's leaving or staying?
I think he'll go to City actually. From what I've seen, there, I think he might go to City.
I think
Hmm.
he's a better fit at Liverpool. If I'm being honest.
I don't think so. Come on, you're not
No,
gonna play him on the left. You're not
yeah,
gonna get rid of Mane and play him on the left.
Yeah, but
the
still,
If
thing with
no.
Liverpool is it's very hard to replace the team that we have right now. We
with
have
Sane going to Bayern, I totally think that you pick up someone like Bailey. I think Foden has been so fantastic that I think he's proven that you do not need to get a replacement for David Silva. You have it in Phil Foden, but I think you do need to buy a replacement for Sane, because just having I know Jesus can come in off the left. Sterling's been great on the left. Even Bernardo Silva, if he has to, can play on the left. There's options, but I would like a dedicated left winger, and that's what Leo
yeah,
does.
yeah, definitely.
So, anyways, we're gonna put a bookend on the Bundesliga. Good season, competitive. We had some good storylines to watch, some interesting things. Lewandowski was fantastic to watch. Um,
Yeah.
Now, do we think Bayern have been so good domestically? If if um if Bayern don't win the Champions League, let's say they get far, let's say they get to the finals, do we think that Lewandowski still wins the Ballon d'Or or could win the
No,
Ballon d'Or?
I think he does. I think he does.
You think
I
he
think he
does?
will. Yeah,
At
yeah,
least,
yeah.
well, okay. You know what? I don't know if he'll win it, but I know that for sure he'll be
He'll be in
nominated.
the
He'll
top
be
three.
like
Like
top nominee maybe.
for me, it really look. I think if Barca wins the Champions League, Messi will win the Ballon d'Or.
There is a certain
Yeah,
one.
If
But I
absolutely.
think
Yeah,
that, in my
but that's
opinion,
very non
actually,
like that's very unlikely though.
yeah,
if
that's very
like
unlikely.
there's that
Exactly.
example, right, where like for me the Ballon d'Or is the best player right now, hands down
Yeah,
the best player right now. And that right now, if you ask me to do a top three players in the world right now, I would do for forwards it would be Lewandowski, Messi,
Messi.
and then probably Ronaldo or Mbappe. I haven't seen Mbappe play in a while, so and like
Yeah.
Ronaldo hasn't been as good. But yeah, I think fantastic for Bayern. Can't wait to see next season if Bayern does pick up the likes of Sane, because obviously we forget that like Perisic is going back to Inter, his loan finishes, and don't really know what's happening with Coutinho. If Coutinho goes back, what happens with him? So picking up the likes of Sane would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it does kind of hurt Coman, um, who's been really amazing for Bayern.
Yeah, Coman
Uh,
has been. I just hope he isn't sidelined because of Sane.
because of Sane, yeah, agreed. But cool. I think let's move on to Serie A. Juve's on top. Lazio have made Lazio when the restart happened. Lazio were 1 point behind, and then ever since then, it's kind of gone down. And now
Their form.
Lazio. What I think there's a clear. I think it's either like 7 points or 4. I'll just check. I think might be a 7 point gap at this point. Yeah, 7 points between. So Lazio have a game in hand. Um, they play I mean, Lazio kind of have a hard schedule. Oh, my.
Tough
Um,
schedule,
Lazio play in their last games. They play Torino, Milan, Udinese, Juve, and Napoli.
huh? Oh my,
Damn, that
that
is
is
some tough
difficult.
matches.
I
That's
mean,
difficult.
I don't. They
It
won't
makes
fall
sense
out.
to
I
drop
don't think.
points.
No, they're not going to fall out of the top four, but they might not finish second. There's a 4 point gap between them and Inter. Um,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
let's see how hot Atalanta is. There's a chance that. Okay, I mean, like what? Napoli are 12 points behind Atalanta, who are fourth. Roma are 6 points behind. So I think in Serie A, there's still a lot to play for, you know? I think Juve will get this title, probably, pretty much guaranteed at this
Yeah.
point. Juve will win the
Yeah.
title. Hasn't been
Definitely.
convincing, hasn't been as clean. Sarri's football, we haven't seen Sarri's football. Um, when Sarri was brought into Juve, it was like, Allegri's style hasn't worked. We're not happy with it. We're not happy with only winning the league. And then you get Sarri, and it's like, at least with Allegri, you won some domestic cups. Like for the first time in Ronaldo's career, he lost two finals in a row. He lost the Italian Cup, so the Italian Super Cup against Lazio, and then he lost the Coppa Nazionale against Napoli in a what was a pretty shit game, honestly. Like
Yeah.
trying to be polite here, but it was a really shit game from Juve. Like
Exactly.
nothing happened from the forwards. There's no creation, and they lost on penalties. And I mean, like for me, if you ask me who's man of the match for that game, like I'm saying Buffon, the 43-year-old goalkeeper carried Juve. Napoli
Yeah.
probably should have won that game
Yeah.
3-0.
Buffon is honestly, I think very often disregarded when talking about world-class goalkeepers. The guy
Okay, I don't think he's
is
world class
amazing.
anymore, but he's a
Oh, not
fantastic.
anymore. Maybe not anymore, but he has the ability. He's been
Yeah,
Yeah.
world
but
class.
still,
He
obviously.
has that
He's
essence.
done so much for his team as well.
You guys seen those memes? Sorry, quick change of topic. Where they go to those like people who are pretty obviously like not as into football, and they're like, after Ronaldo and Messi, who is the third best football player? And it's like all the Italians sing Buffon, Buffon number three. For me, Buffon number three. Anyways, um, it's disappointing now to see Juve. Like
Yeah, they should be. They should be
they
way
should be
better than
so
this.
much better. I think getting Artur could be exciting for them. You
I'm gonna
have
stop you right there.
you have 2 more years of. So can you imagine Artur goes to Juve and he just like becomes like fire.
I'm just gonna.
So
At
you've
that point, I
got
might just suicide.
like the point is Juve have tried to show that they've been so clever with their signings. You know, they picked up players like Ramsey on free transfers, and I don't know, it just doesn't come together, does it? Like, this does not look like a sorry team. They do not play like a sorry team. Maybe it's because they don't have the midfield that sorry teams have normally had. But I don't know. It's not a great look for.
Yeah,
I
it's
think their
definitely.
midfield has really dropped off. Like they've bolstered their attack, but their midfield is weak. It's their
Like,
weak.
yeah, oh my god. I mean, I expect better of players like Bernadeschi and Benteke and Pjanic, Matuidi, Rabiot. Let's not even talk about Rabiot. Like, I can't think of anything he's done. Ramsey. These players you expect better. Like, look, in the summer they brought in Delict. Fantastic. He's a move. He's good. He's good right now. He'll be better as time goes on. He's your future. But I need new signings. Definitely, I need new young. Like we saw those links a couple months ago between Jorginho and Sarri. And I'm thinking this year, Sarri will win the league. But do you just go get rid of Sarri and go get Pochettino?
I think so too. I think he needs to move on.
Do you say
Very needs to
sorry?
move on.
We had one season, but it's not working out. You know, your style of football hasn't really worked.
But I would say Sarri is really good. Like I know it hasn't worked out,
Yeah,
but
but look,
He's a good manager, but he's just not doing well for himself right now.
Juve is a trophy-winning orientated team. You sign a player like Ronaldo, at his age, you're getting talent right now. You're not building for the future. Okay, players like Matuidi, Chiellini, Bonucci. These players are getting old.
Yeah.
You're not getting the quality from them in 2 or 3 years. Bernardeschi is like still young, so there's players that are young there. Like let's not talk about Higuain. Like we saw those like links with the Jimenez, which I think Higuain scored, which was good, but like in that game with Lecce, which I'm talking about from last night. But
I think Juve has the highest average age of a team.
maybe, yeah. Look, I think Juve needs a bit of a revamp at this point. You need to get some new.
Because I think they're gonna fall into the same mistake Barcelona committed there. Because they're about to like all the players are getting old. They're about to retire. They're gonna be stuck looking for options.
If they
need
lose,
to think
if
of
they
it
lose
now.
to Lyon, they're what 1-0 down, right, versus Lyon in the round of 16, and they shouldn't be too worried about that. They'll bring it. I have like full confidence they'll win that. But I'm not confident predicting Juve against a team like Madrid or City or Atleti maybe, but it doesn't bring me a lot of confidence. No, not like old Juve teams. Although every time I see Dybala, I'm just in awe of that kid. Like really, when he plays in that like, because Sarri made that mistake against Milan and against Napoli. He played Ronaldo in that like center forward role, right? And it just didn't work that well. Like Ronaldo can do anything. And this time Ronaldo was playing it as like a more like coming in from the left, right? Like not like he wasn't like a strict winger, but it was like a 2 and then 1. It was like a 2-1 drop, right? And it was like Dybala, Ronaldo, and then Higuain in that hole basically in the forward. Sorry, not the hole, the forward position. And he looked so much better there, And Ronaldo is coming to the closing part of his career. He's to be at his age and still doing what he does is fantastic. But we know that Ronaldo is not going to consistently keep doing this because he can't, physically. After his Juve contract is up, I think he might retire. I don't think he will. I think he'll probably go to like MLS or something. Yeah, it could be a big like thing for him.
Yeah, it's a long way from retiring for Ronaldo, I feel.
Mm-hmm. So you probably would go to a league like MLS, maybe if he wants.
His value would have to drop a lot for him to go to a league like MLS.
No, I mean MLS would spend for him though. We know that MLS would spend because for MLS it's like that big money, like the Zlatans, the
Chichitos. It's like the Chinese league. They just got money.
That kind of like spend it. Like I was reading, you guys know Oscar is the highest paid midfielder in the world. The Brazilian from who's at the Chinese Super League is the highest paid.
And Carrasco.
Paulinho, the former Barca player, is one of the 10th highest paid midfield player in the world. Anyways, so we've said Juve's in a bit of trouble. Inter looks good. Inter have an old squad, but give Conte some time. Conte's had a solid season. They're still in Europa League. I think them with United should be favorites to win Europa League. Lazio, great job this season, but I don't think you're going to carry it out. Roma, not bad. Old squad, but you're getting some stuff out. They've made some moves already. I think you have a future in a player like Zaniolo, who is absolutely a fantastic youngster. I think future of Italian football looks pretty interesting right now.
Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff, good teams coming about and stuff, and it's just like for me, I want to see Juve competing with teams like Madrid and Liverpool and United. Not United, sorry, City. And I want to see a better Juve because I think a better Juve means a better league, right? You think about those Napoli times where it was like Sarri's Napoli and Juve, and it was like, what a league, man! Like the other teams are below this, but these two teams when they play, it's so good. And like the better the top team is, the better motivated you are as the teams that are less.
Yeah, because you've got more competition, right? You've got more to work for.
Like you look at people who are like, oh, it's so boring that Bayern wins every season. I'm like, no, because they deserve to win. And you're looking at this season, you've had challenges, right? Dortmund versus Bayern is a good, fun game. Leipzig Bayern is a good game. Like there's challenges at this point, and I think the better the top team is, the better the rest of
the entire Ligas. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely.
I think we're gonna.
I think that wraps up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think let's do the last segment. Let's name our player of the podcast. We can do right back this episode.
Left back.
Right back. We haven't done right back.
We've already got that right back. We have
our right back was in the last episode, which the audio got messed up for. Remember?
Oh well, it's Trent.
Yeah.
It's Trent.
So we know who the right back is, but we'll go over our discussion process again.
Well, we have Trent. We have Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Just name some. So there's Trent, Wan-Bissaka, Semedo, Walker.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some good right backs.
Ricardo
Pereira, Carvajal.
Maybe. Yeah.
Those kind of players, right? Now, for me,
what about Roberto? From did I mistake his name? From Liverpool.
Robertson, you mean?
Robertson. Sorry.
Robertson's the left back.
Oh, he's a left back.
What are you saying? Anyways, I think it's pretty clear that Trent is the best right back right now.
I mean, together, him and Robertson have created 54 goals since last season.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's
obvious. Really impressive. When I watched him in the Champions League, I was so impressed.
Phenomenal.
When he lost possession 55 times.
But you have to look at him as a right back for what he does.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic.
And in the recent games he's played as well.
In the restart,
He's been
We should give a shout out to Wan-Bissaka. I think Wan-Bissaka was way better than anyone could have expected, and he's a building
especially
block
in a team like United.
He's a building block for you. Like that right back position is solid for United. United have a good young right back. I think Walker has been worse this season than normal, but I think he looks to be getting better, which is important because I think he is better than Cancelo. He should be better than Cancelo.
Yeah. But Trent just he's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
So who are we settling with for the
Trent?
Yeah, I think Trent is probably. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Weird. So I think Trent is probably he's clearly the best right back in the world right now. And that means that he is our right back of the... Yes, we have two Liverpool players right now. We have Alisson and Trent. So anyways, that does it for this episode. Thank you so much, Khalil, for being our guest for the episode. Hope you enjoyed.
A pleasure.
We'll be back in a couple days talking all things Premier League with the restart. Thanks so much, guys.